What's Hellboy's
Does your
version
copy
of?
have subtitles? Because I don't think mine does.
Mine's might or might not. I don't know. But to finish my thought,
Yeah, please.
since you talked about jerkmates, what do you think Hellboy's like adult content of choice is? Do you think he goes in for like demon stuff, like he pulls up a fantasy website and like does that, or do you think he's strictly into
So,
Earth humans, or
so it depends on the which universe we're talking about. Because I think comic book Hellboy probably just reads like Demon Maxim because he's a working stiff. So it's like it is demon based, but it's just the what you get at the grocery store. Like he doesn't do anything too fancy.
mm.
Uh, Whereas I think Guillermo del Toro Ron Perlman Hellboy is because he's in love with Liz Sherman. He's not. I don't think he's looking at porn. I think
Oh, you think
he's pot
he's a
committed.
straight shooter, so to speak?
I think so.
Yeah. I know there's a comic that came out recently that was Hellboy in Love, where he like meets a girl, and they have like a romance. She's like a human woman, and they go to like something. It's something involving puppets, which is not kinky. But it's something
No, but
involving
they're like fighting puppets or
yeah, they're
something,
like
right?
fighting shadow puppets. But like she's super into him, which I always enjoy.
Yeah. So she's like wearing a baseball cap. It looks
Yeah.
pretty
That
cool.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, people,
I
because we've been recording this whole entire time. Surprise, surprise.
oh you jerk! You tricked me. I was giving up all
I wanted to do a
the
cold opening to see how well we
I was
did.
giving away all the demon goods, talking about my demon maxim. Little did I know
Yep, I doxed you in the terms of
I was on
in
candid
demon.
camera here.
Yeah. But Hellboy's love interests aside, and his his porn proclivities. Yeah. Hi everybody. It's the this is Multiversal Archivist with my good friend, excellent monster pornologist, David.
Yes, I'm a Lauren Coleman. I think was a famous monsterologist, but for
He subscribed to
I guess
all the Reddits.
a cryptozoologist. I
Yeah.
guess would be my.
He follows all the Reddits. You name a Reddit, he's on it.
Mm-hmm.
We know that that's a well known fact. I mean, look at his face. His face is a zombie. So I mean that just gives.
Yeah. Look at my little profile there. It's
Mm-hmm.
a grinning zombie.
But David, you are a fan of the Hellboy, aren't you?
I am. It's a comic I enjoy quite a bit. I have fallen off. Been a few years. I did come back to read this one. So I'll have all sorts. I can compare this movie to Hellboy the Crooked Man comic. But yeah, I like Hellboy. I really love the Guillermo del Toro movies, which I know. I think the more you're into the comics, the less you're into the del Toro ones because they do make some decent sized changes.
Mm.
Um, but I'm a fan of all of it, and
I believe the
uh,
Del Toro movies are some of your favorite comic book movies, right?
yeah, Hellboy 2 is high in the running for my favorite comic book movie.
What's your
Might
favorite thing about
might
Hellboy 2?
What do I like about Hellboy 2? I think that uh kind of unique among a lot of comic book movies. I like the high fantasy aspects, but I
Mm-hmm.
also like the kind of corny romantic goofiness of it. I like when they sing Barry Manilow.
Mm-hmm.
I and I think it's very cool that there's like a blending of that. It's very like nakedly going for I Love Lucy, hearts in the eyes kind of stuff, and I think that's beautiful. Um, Mixed in with really badass urban fantasy and incredible like puppets and creatures.
Yeah, the
Um,
practicality in that movie is just.
yeah, Troll Market is still like one of the best. I get mad that blockbusters cost too much money, and that's if you're gonna spend tens of millions of dollars, it should look like Troll Market, and
It should look like Troll Market.
if it doesn't, I think you're just embezzling, basically. Uh,
Mm. I am
Now
also a
that
big
being,
fan of the Hellboy.
and now to ask you a little question because I was gonna bring up my thoughts on it, but I'll start you off to pass the mic to you for a second. How do you feel about kind of the state of the union of Hellboy? Since the Ron Perlman one's got nixed, and we've had one reboot, and now we're about to hit play on reboot 2.
I think somebody said this. Somebody that I listen to, Mr. Sunday Movies. I listened a little bit to their review, and I think they put it best at saying that like it's really sad this will probably be the last Hellboy thing, um, unless they go like for an HBO miniseries, and he posed it as like HBO miniseries, but it's all about the BPRD, and they only mention Hellboy in passing, and maybe he shows up at the end, and that made me very very sad because
Yeah.
but I do think there is some weight because, like, I can't imagine people are like, I can't imagine this is getting a lot of returns. I have heard it's good. I mean, the buzz is that it is good.
So
Um,
you're missed that your beloved Mr. Sunday Movies. Did he enjoy it?
yeah, he enjoyed it, and a couple of other people I looked at also, enjoyed it as well. And like, I don't doubt that it's good, but like we've said it before and other um even in other commentaries, like it just looks too much like a 2B movie, and a
Yeah, that's what
2B
I'm.
the
I,
streaming
I'm willing.
service.
I'm willing to believe it might be good because as I said, it's directed by half of. We discussed this previously. I didn't realize until a couple days ago it was directed by Brian Taylor, who's half of Neville Dean and Taylor, who did Crank High Voltage, Gamer, Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance. So
Which three of those movies actually I'm a fan of. I think Crank's a little offensive. Like I couldn't imagine
Cranky's
watching it.
extremely
Yeah, I
offensive.
couldn't imagine watching it like nowadays, especially Crank 2, because I remember there being a really long, offensive with a Korean woman. Um, but like back in the day, in the when you were a dumb teenager, it was really good dumb fun, if I remember correctly. And
I think it's delightfully dumb fun.
yeah,
But
you have
it
to go
does have.
in. You have to go in knowing that it's racist AF.
It is racist AF, and I believe there's also quite a bit of those rape jokes that are.
Yep.
I don't think all the rage anymore.
But like Ghost Rider Spirits of Vengeance is also really good. Gamer
Yeah, and he's being
is weird because
very.
I think Gamer could be good, but if it wasn't, but like if it took two steps back, like
See, yeah, because
I think Gamer goes too
in
far.
I agree. I think Neville Dean Taylor, their whole thing was, and we'll see how much the Crooked Man has this vibe. They like their kind of crude humor and pushing boundaries and being very like purposely wacky, which can be a lot of fun, especially I think in those the second Crank is like just the craziest movie ever made. Like that's a regular action movie. You know what? Like as far as a crazy Jason Statham action movie can be turned into like some Salvador Dali shit, like where they turn into kaiju suddenly and they're fighting in the city.
hmm
Like
The
that
man who
stuff is great.
famously said comics books were too unrealistic for him.
Yes, yes.
But yeah,
But yes, Gamer. I think to your point is an instance where like it should probably just be a more regular sci-fi action
well,
movie,
and
but they
it has an interesting comment. It has an interesting like world to it and like an interesting thought, but like the way they go about that thought is the grossest way possible in several instances because it's not just the gamer bit, but there's that whole other part where they go to the real world simulation thing where like people let other people pilot them for a day and it's all like exaggerated and gross and like and I have a weird like and no this is no disrespect to anybody who does this but like body modification to me it's kind of be a squiggy factor like I have a hard time sometimes with gauges because like if they're really big they freak me out and that's not again, anybody, if you want to do that to yourself, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
just freaks
I'm.
it just freaks me out a little bit to see it. And I remember that bit in Gamer being like full of people with like multiple piercings and like in weird places. And like there's that one
Yeah,
big dude who is like controlling his wife. And it's just very it's just very unsettling for me. So I nope out of that movie pretty hard.
yeah. No, I can see why if that would be a hang up of yours, that would bug you. But weirdly, I don't care about body modification. It does not squick me out. I don't do it. I have no piercings or tattoos. Spoiler alert. Um, Spoiler alert for people who will meet me one day. I guess.
He doesn't look like
Um,
well, but you look like
yeah,
a
man, I
zombie.
don't know.
You
I don't care about piercings. Like Rosanna Arquette says in Pulp Fiction. I believe they turn whatever part you pierce into a clitoris. Is the idea.
Yeah, I mean,
So
again, more power to
so
anybody who
bring
does it. I definitely wouldn't sit on my high horse and be like, oh, nobody should do this. But it
I
does squick me out. I think it's because I think about like the pain
yeah.
associated
Or
with
you're
it, and
thinking
I
about
have
Batman Beyond, the splicers.
yeah. Or we've seen because plenty of movies have done this where they like pull it out, like Punisher, and like I also
Yeah.
think about that kind of stuff, and I just imagine how much it would hurt getting it ripped off of you, and then I'm like, nope, I'm out. I'm out.
You don't want to have piercings in an action movie because yeah,
Yeah.
the tough guy will pull them out to bother you. Like previous commentary Furiosa when he rips
Mm-hmm.
the nipple
Oh
chain off
God,
the
yeah,
people eater there.
yeah, yeah. None of that.
No, no, no. Speaking of body modifications, so in between the Hellboy movies I love and this one, we got that what do you call him there? The David Harbour one.
Yep. Which I
Uh,
don't really remember all that much, except I remember he was King Arthur at one point.
yeah, there's some crazy Arthurian stuff. I believe uh, Al Swearingen there, Ian McShane is his dad in that
Yep.
one. Uh, and I remember it being very choppy and incoherent. Um, but Neil Marshall, the director of that movie, directed a movie called Doomsday, which I feel like if body modification you're frightened by, that film would be the scariest film of all time. That's all like nothing but piercings and tattoos and half animal people. Like
Ugh. Isn't
it's a pretty
Crimes of the
big night.
Future also a movie heavy on
Oh
that
yeah,
kind of
Crimes of
stuff?
the Future, which I think you would, which is going to be a future commentary. I think.
Yeah, you watch me react. That would be a horror. That would be a horror
Yeah.
fest.
You might even get more into it because you got Kristen Stewart saying that surgery is the new sex. So, like, maybe her enjoyment of the body modification that might turn you around on it. I don't know.
So after this, I think we can definitively say right now the ranking is Hellboy 2, Hellboy 1, Hellboy whatever David Harbour's one
Hellboy,
was.
it was just called Hellboy again, 2019,
Yeah,
which I know,
Hellboy 2019.
which did bother me. You could have thrown a subtitle based on some comic in there because it's based on the not the Baba Yaga, the Bloody Queen or whatever that Mila Jovovich plays.
Right, right. All right. Let's see if Hellboy this year, Hellboy 2, no, Hellboy the Crooked Man, it has a title. Hellboy the Crooked Man. Let's see if that
Let's see how it goes
manages
in
to
2024. Now,
to
who's playing Hellboy in this before we begin?
oh, I do not remember. I cannot tell
Here,
you.
I'll look it up
Look it up
quick,
real fast.
and then we'll hit play because I am curious who they got for
It's a
this to
known
be original.
actor, isn't it?
Jack Kesey, who's in The Strain,
Mm-hmm.
the Guillermo del Toro connection there. He's Black Tom Cassidy in Deadpool 2.
Mm-hmm.
He was a salesman in the Michael Fassbender film The Killer,
Okay.
which I don't remember him. So he's in stuff, but I wouldn't say I like
He is a known
conjuring him.
quantity. He's not a
He's
TV
the
actor.
villain. He's the villain of The Strain. He's like the vampire master, so he's used to being under like heavy. He kind of looks like the Buffy master, actually, in that show. But anyway,
Oh.
so I guess it's cool they cast a dude who plays, monsters and other stuff. They should have cast Art the Clown there.
Yeah. Who's having a better year than Joker too, from what I've
A
heard.
better year than Hellboy as well.
Yeah, he is technically having the time of his life. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start. This is gonna be an hour and 39 minutes is what I've got. There are no
Yep.
ads or
We got an
anything.
hour 39:18.
Yep, hour 39:18, and we will press play in 3, 2, 1. Oh man, look at this! Look at this!
Oh, this looks
VBS
extremely.
Films.
Yep, the mark of quality.
Catch Up Entertainment.
Yep. I remember this from the trailers, being like, "Wow, these production companies I am not familiar with. I must not be that big a film buff because Ketchup Entertainment, Telepool.
Well,
This
there's
is
like
like,
that red wine like company that always comes up before like Tubi and like freeform movies. It's like
yep.
I don't really remember. Ooh, I do kind of like the.
Oh, wild. Yeah, we just get right in. That's kind of neat.
Ooh, that title's pretty cool though.
This title looks exactly like the title I used for my short film. Not for nothing. I could have directed this movie.
You could have directed Hellboy, The Crooked Man.
I could have. We're starting in 1959. It was the summer of 59. Alright, he looks appropriately Hellboy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's from the face you got it, but like,
Yeah. I kind of wish, since they're rebooting this anyway, they should have kept, or they should have done the comic thing where he just has, like, yellow eyes. He doesn't have any, pupils.
yeah, right.
That would have at least made him a little different from the other ones. Anyway, it's him and, these losers.
He just ate that cigarette.
Yeah, man, he's a hungry man. Yeah, his face looks fine.
Let's see how
The tail,
body
the tail
looks.
just looks like a pool like noodle. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Not impressing me.
I like the little rat's tail he's got going on.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's a hairstyle choice.
I'm trying to remember because I think Ron Perlman Hellboy has like a skullet, kind of.
Yeah.
Like he's. But I don't know if he has a ponytail. He might actually. Is this like Anakin Skywalker Padawan? And again, this is a thing where I know comic fans might be a little happier because comic book Hellboy is kind of a man of few words, He's
Right,
just
yeah.
yeah, but fundamentally a decent dude. Oh, okay, a CGI spider.
That spider, woo.
Yeah, man, that looks Resident Evil Apocalypse. It's crazy to me because like Shelob from Return of the King like looks about as good. It looks better, and that was 21 years ago. I really don't feel like I think we hit a ceiling with CGI.
With CGI spiders?
A little bit, or CGI in general, but certainly spiders. Aragog looks better, man. Not to be confused with Aragon or Aragorn. Oh, that spider bouncing around. I kind of like this lady, at least.
Yeah.
She's no Liz Sherman. Or
God, it looks like all I can think about is when they bothered to do a thing like Gorilla Grodd in The Flash. Or like King Shark.
Barack Obama. It will be an honor to kill you. Yeah, whenever they try to do King Shark or Gorilla Grodd or whatever on a budget.
Yep, on a TV show budget.
Man, his his tail looks like a dog's dick, man. It's not very cool.
Why did the spider suddenly get so? Oh, it's getting smaller. Okay, I wasn't.
I don't know, he's getting crucioed or whatever. Mad Eye Moody's making it embiggened or whatever. Okay, see, it's obviously very cheap, but I kind of like the fact that they're shooting out in nature. That
Yeah,
actually makes me kind of prefer it to a lot of summer blockbusters where it's all the
you
digital
could have gotten a
backgrounds.
real spider though at that point. I will
Yeah,
say
once it's
that.
that
Like,
size, just have him fight the tarantula like from a pet store.
yeah, like at this point, it's small enough. You could have gotten away with it. Maybe paint it a little bit of bright colors, just to.
Maybe this is a. I think I was talking about this last commentary. This is a post-pedo world, so we gotta be safer to the animals. That's why that dog in the Harrison Ford Call of the Wild is CGI.
God, was that movie any good? Can have been good.
Never saw it. Maybe it rules. Who knows? I'll never know though. It's certainly not. I'm not prioritizing. It's not going to be my spooky season watch of Call of the Wild. Some of the light through the trees is all right.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's shot in nature. Like, I don't like his chest though.
No,
You,
again, it
you're,
looks.
you're, you're mad about the pool noodle tail. I'm mad about what really looks like rubber abs. Just somebody
Yeah,
just slapped a chest piece on him.
it looks like one of those torsos in Spirit Halloween that like pop up
Yeah,
when you walk by them.
yeah, it
Like
does.
goes Happy Halloween or whatever. He's not a bad Hellboy. He kind of looks like he's. Did he roll a joint?
Yeah,
I
I think he
missed.
did. I think he did.
This is not cigarette. This is not a cigarette. This is one of them funny cigarettes.
I
So this
don't love
character
the
is
face
not in
though.
the comics, which kind of bugs me because there are other lady characters in the Hellboy comics that haven't shown up in the movies. I don't
That could
think
have showed
anyway. That
up.
you can use like not only Liz Sherman, but you got Kate Corrigan, who's the tough blonde lady that's
Mm-hmm.
often a buddy of Hellboy's. Maybe she was in the David Harbour one, but I don't honestly cannot tell you.
Well, there's that
Couldn't.
girl who's Faye touched or whatever that he hangs out with. Who knows who that was?
Oh yes, yes, yes. The yeah, she's some kind of 1/4 fairy or whatever Irish lady.
I
Who's
love how he's walking up right to this house in full like.
full Hellboy? Yeah, I don't think. Okay,
Oh, okay,
I
we're
was
getting
Googling.
racist. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and again, this character not in the comics. So again, these directors of the director of Crank 2 was like, we need some racism in this Hellboy movie. So why don't we give him a sidekick that this old hillbilly lady can be racist to?
I've kind of rebounded back. I don't. My problem with my problem with Hellboy's face is it
Okay.
looks
Hmm.
too normal. Like David Harbour and um Ron
Ron
Perlman have
Perlman.
like really distinct faces or like really
Yes,
interesting faces.
they have extremely chiseled, like they almost look like comic book characters. They got very blocky
Yeah,
faces.
this
Yeah,
guy just kind of looks too normal to pull off Hellboy. I hate to
just a
say,
little bit too much of a dude. I kind of agree.
like, there's no weirdness to his face. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, it doesn't. You don't look at it and kind of go, "Huh?" It's
No, whereas Ron Perlman, very very good looking man, but yeah, definitely has a caveman quality,
mm-hmm.
which is kind of compelling.
Yeah, that's actually because David Harbour kind of has also a crow
Yeah, yeah,
macabre
has like
kind
yeah,
of
looks
look
looks.
to him.
I agree. This guy looks a little bit too much like he just came out of the makeup chair.
Yeah,
Like
right, right,
he's.
right. Like he hasn't sat in it long enough to get like some wrinkles and some curls and stuff.
Yep. I remember this from the comic. These weird little hairballs that the witch teaches you how to make. Oh, Seth Rogen to the right there in a cameo. I feel like this would be an excellent comic book to make into Hellboy versus Raylan Givens. Like, just make this a
Justified.
Justified a Halloween episode of Justified would be kind of cool. Yeah, man, he looks so out of place. He just looks like a cosplayer that
Yeah.
just like
Again, it's
got lost on the way to Comic Con, man.
I know we kind of went from he doesn't look too bad to like really shitting on him, but like as this movie has gone on, I've been like, man, that face is just too normal.
Just the downside of it being broad daylight, I think, also doesn't help either. Because the more he's just hanging out with real people in a
Yeah,
real
the more
setting,
you're noticing he is also a real person.
yeah, it does not look very fantasy-ish. So they really needed to like
Maybe
spend
even just
zero
go
dollars.
give him the horns,
Like,
maybe.
it all needed to go into Hellboy. I think like cut the CGI spider. Uh, just focus on like one amazing creature for in Hellboy,
Yeah, because
and
the
maybe the
Crooked
Crooked
Man is
Man.
easy because you just make a Crooked Man in Darkness and Shadows. I mean,
Yeah, the
shit, you
Crooked
could
Man
do
very
that for
scary.
$5. I could go do
But
that.
he is just a dude in a hat, essentially.
Yeah.
Speaking of Crooked Men, how do you feel about The Conjuring 2's Crooked Man? Because I've always thought he looks cool, but is not very scary.
Yeah, I remember him like looking cool, but I don't really remember being particularly unnerved.
Yeah, I think he looks a little too much like a cartoon character. I would like an action figure of the Crooked Man, but he does not frighten me. This Hellboy Crooked Man's pretty scary in the comics, though. He looks like a big moon-faced old gentleman.
This really makes me kind of sad because like the setup is really good. I do love how Hellboy just kind of wanders up to a rural house and they're just kind of like, yeah, he's weird looking. It's, but we got witches, so what the fuck do we care?
Yeah, witch balls. That's what they call them. But yes, you're right. Like that was that's one of the cooler parts of the comics is that because they've already been dealing with Crooked Man shit for like decades, and they believe in witches and the devil. They don't really bat an eye at Hellboy when he shows up.
Yeah. It's a far cry from the other movies. But like
Yeah, where he's keeping his identity secret and not wanting the world, the world would reject him if they found out or whatever. Or Jimmy Kimmel's talking about him in the second one when he goes public.
Yep.
Which is freaking me out, man. Getting a bad trip from this witch. Ugh, some intestines. I guess these are the everything that goes into a witch ball.
Yeah.
This bit's also in the comic. The witch kind of like speaks to us and gives us instructions on how to make a witch ball.
Which
But
you
she's
definitely
talking to
tried, right? When you got done with the comic, you're like, I gotta go.
Oh yeah, I gave that a shot.
See, like this again is this movie would be this would be a really weird movie if you were high at the moment, especially with this girl talking to you.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this would be a great high venture.
God, that tail! Wow, wow, wow!
You're rough, man. Not gonna lie.
The top bit of that tail. Woo!
Ooh, daddy.
I've seen silicone monster dildos that look better than that.
Yeah, man. His big arm too, which is one of the cooler parts of the Del Toro ones. How it's like a fully moving like mechanic, like the fingers are wiggling and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But this just looks like Hulk hands.
Yeah, somebody just grabbed the whole can from the and spray painted it, added some knobs to it.
Yeah, make it the right. Yeah, and then you go. There you go. You got a right-handed Doom. But see, this is pretty cool. This is more of the A24 stuff I like. This
Mm-hmm.
weird, scary witch hut.
Well, yeah, again, man, the idea is super solid. Like it's sad that like it was clearly it was not so much a vision as much as it was monetary a
A budget
monetary
thing,
financing thing.
but yes, I think the idea of making an A24 like neon kind of horror movie and just putting Hellboy in it as the main character is pretty rad
Mm-hmm.
and not a bad direction for this franchise,
Well,
which
that's
has
what
never been
Hellboy
that
has
popular.
been. That from most of the Hellboy comics I've read are just that. Like he doesn't really save the world. Well, I mean he does, but it's not like it's usually him just getting involved in spooky supernatural shit.
Yeah, like there is the arc stuff of the Ogdru Jihad and Rasputin and like his destiny as the bringer of doom. But yeah, most Hellboy comics and what really stick with me when I read them was the one offs where he's fighting Baba Yaga and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like that's kind of the good stuff. Um, I think the movie actually makes his like the first two Del Toro ones make his him dealing with his destiny as the bringer of the apocalypse. I think that's actually more compelling in those movies than in
Than
the
in the actual
comics.
comics.
And again, I will never let go of the fact that they did not let them do a third one before this new one. It was a very weird panic move because they're like, "Oh, neither of those Del Toro ones made a lot of money. We should just start over." But I think they didn't realize that like I don't think Hellboy as a premise is ever destined to make a lot of money. So I think they sort of. I have a feeling a third Hellboy that Del Toro made would have made more money
You think word would
than
have caught on, huh?
yeah,
More
the David
spooky.
Harbour one a little bit, but who knows? It's this is all hypothetical because this is kind of this might be, as Mr. Sunday Movie said, the end of the line
Yeah.
for Hellboy on film, at least for a few years. I feel like
Oh
maybe a
yeah.
decade, maybe
For
10, 20 years there'll be a reboot.
oh man, that is a
Gnarly skin, yeah, like prop,
some nudity,
yeah.
deflated
But
nudity, but nudity.
yeah, this is Hellboy isn't playing around. To Mr. Sunday Movie's point as well, there is a BPRD comic spinoff with Johann Kraus, the gas guy,
Mhm. Oh, I could, that does not surprise me.
as the main character, and I feel like yeah, some HBO show would be fine. Oh, she flipped off Hellboy. We're being rude. And then Neil Patrick Harris here. This Hellboy is not as charming. I don't know. It could be wrong, but
No, but I guess he's trying. They're trying to make it more like the comic, like you said, man of
yeah,
few
where
words, kind of
he's a
gruff.
tough kind of yeah, like a Clint Eastwood and a little yeah.
Yeah,
Um, but
but
again,
like,
that's why I do think Ron Perlman Hellboy brought a lot of like layers to him, where he is like a tough workaday guy, but he can also be kind of a buffoon. He can be very romantic. He can be kind of babyish sometimes,
mm-hmm.
and I find that more interesting. But again, if he was just like Kurt Russell in this scary horror movie, like the tough guy lead,
Mm-hmm.
that could work.
Yeah.
But The movie itself is just okay, but we're getting his backstory here, where he was taught by this troublesome lady to be a witch. Yeah, he got his magical bone here.
His magic bone.
Oh, our boy. I'm sorry, I'm just quietly Googling instead of
Oh,
watching.
you're not following this gripping backstory.
I was trying to look up. Ugh, that is disturbing, at least. I was trying to look up who plays the Crooked Man, but I opted out because he does look pretty freaky in this. I will give him that.
Yeah, it looks appropriately crooked.
Yeah, I kind of like in the comics. I can't tell if they're doing it. He has like a larger than normal head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that's why I said he kind of looks like the moon. Like, and I find that a little creepier than him just being a. But he looks pretty much the same. Like he's a white faced bearded guy in a dapper suit and hat. Yeah, this dude ran away to fight in World War II to get away from that Crooked Man. He like really regretted his deal with the devil and is like, I'm staying far away, man. I'll fight. I don't care.
Oh, I love the idea that he like get killed in the army because of his pact he made with the devil.
Yeah, but also like that it both protected him, but also he never used it because he doesn't want to be actually like he thinks like if I use it, then he'll 100% have my soul. So he's never taken advantage of his magic.
Well, you're not a witch no matter what. Witches are girls, you idiot. Warlock. You're a warlock. Ooh,
I think it's like
that
actor and
raccoon is
actor.
definitely CGI.
Yeah,
That's
Rocket
one.
Raccoon here,
That's one CGI ass looking raccoon.
hanging out with Groot. Oh yeah, but see, she's a shapeshift, a skin changer. Yeah, that looks like Over the Hedge, man.
It does.
That Bruce Willis raccoon.
There's also a which one is the one where like it's Brendan Fraser and he's
Oh,
he's like a real estate dude and he's fighting animals.
Furry Vengeance is the name of that movie. Where the CGI animals get their revenge on Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, I wonder if that movie's any good.
Maybe that'll be a commentary.
When we do our Frasier-a-thon.
Ooh, that'll be a Fraser February. We'll make
Frasier
we'll make
February.
we'll make Valentine's Day um, the Brendan Fraser a thon. It's weird. Hell, I guess yeah. In the comics, there, I think Hellboy just knew what the score was with this. That this lady's a skin changer, but here he's ready to shoot her. He's so disturbed. This is a good effect, though. This is the most impressed I've been by anything here. Is like her floppy skin
Yeah,
getting
no.
filled back up. guy should have been Dewey Crow. He kind of looks like Woody Harrelson's kid, but I don't know if Woody Harrelson has a son who acts.
He wouldn't be in this, I promise you that.
This would not be his big debut.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson would have pulled some strings. Ain't no son of mine gonna be a no Hellboy the Crooked Man.
Nope, he would have actually stepped in to prevent it.
Yeah.
I thought you meant he would have like upped the budget or something. Been
No,
like,
no,
we're
no.
gonna
He
make
would have prevented it. He would have been.
just,
He would have
just
straight up.
vetoed it.
He would straight up been like, "Ain't no son of mine." He'd be that there Hellboy the Crooked Man.
Woody Harrelson could have been a good Hellboy back, maybe
Oh
even
yeah.
now, actually.
Oh yeah, older Hellboy.
Yeah. Going what?
Matthew
Here she
McConaughey.
comes.
I know we usually peg him as a Norman, but he's got a face that like you would cock your head and go, "Huh?" At.
I feel like he'd be a pretty skinny Hellboy.
Yeah,
Like,
he's a little too skinny though.
Not quite. I mean, he's a ripped
But
man, but he is a very.
Harrelson's skinny too, so
That's true, but I guess he's got more. I feel like.
machismo.
Well, I feel like why Matthew McConaughey is a good Green Goblin is because he's got the very pointy face.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's right.
I feel like Harrelson's got some chubbier cheeks, so he could pull it off a little better. But look, it's the witch lady, and she's not aged a day.
You gotta cut her leg off and count the rings. What?
Yeah, man, that's how you tell a witch is a witch, I suppose. Coming off this Hellboy.
I do love that accent. Like, we're really backroads country. Like, right now. Like, this is straight up justified. You'll never leave Harlan alive situation. But we're not even in the town part of Harlan. We're in the other part of town. Harlan.
Yeah, we're in the hollers.
Yeah, we're in the hollers.
Yeah, Mags Bennett's gonna, make you drink the cider or whatever. Limehouse is gonna sell you some barbecue.
Bubba Gump is gonna.
Yeah, Bubba Gump himself, Limehouse.
Yep.
Oh, this is like that shot in The Fabelmans, if you saw that movie. There's a scene where Michelle Williams dances in the light of the flashlight in her nightgown. I like this witch lady, too.
No, see, this is a little frustrating of a movie.
There's good stuff. I feel like
There's
the
good
ingredients really got something. If we,
I feel like Hellboy's too much of a side character, though.
yeah, I would say so. He's just kind of watching this stuff play out.
Yeah.
Which is sort of true in the comics as well. But yeah, this one he feels more like a bystander for whatever reason.
What do you mean this can't be real? You're part of the BPRD. What?
You've seen like Lovecraft tentacle monsters
just fought a
and
giant spider.
Yeah. It's always been a very silly line in Torchwood Miracle Day, where I believe it's Mekhi Phifer is like Captain Jack's sidekick that season. And there's like little droplets of blood on the floor in one scene, and they start to move on across the floor on their own. And he goes, "I am at my limit." And I'm like, wow, you are in the Doctor Who universe, and like 3 little drops of blood moving on their own is like too much for you. You will.
Oh, was the horse his dad?
Yeah, man.
That's fucking dark.
No, that's actually a remember those scary stories to tell in the Tark books with the horrible illustrations?
Mm-hmm.
That's that's a story in one of them that like a witch puts her magic bridle on a dude and turns him into a horse and like keeps him.
That is.
And the horrible twist is they do it to her, turn her into a horse. And then, like, the next day, it turns out she's, like, the wife of a local farmer and turns back into a human, but her feet and hands are all bloody because they have the horseshoes nailed to them.
Ugh.
Yeah, so like they're kind of doing a variation on that for this. Whoa, an evil wasp.
Ugh.
I'm not feeling this because this character, yeah, original to the movie, and I feel like it's only because the comic's like less than 100 pages, so I think they're just like, oh, if we just put a second person there,
It
that'll like
fleshes it
double the
out a
number
little
of
bit.
lines. Yeah, get it to 90
Well,
minutes.
does he have a partner in the Crooked Man
No, no,
comics,
he
or?
Hellboy deals with this alone in Crooked Man comic.
Yeah.
Oh, he's tripping out, man.
Well, he's been
He smoked.
smoking. He's been rolling cigarettes like all night. So
Yeah, he's like Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He has he smoked the acid dipped cigarette. Ooh, the lucky bone.
yeah, man, that face. As a dude who just stepped out of Comic Hall H and is just posing for pictures.
It's so funny because I think this kid is a good actor, and I'm actually like looking at. I'm more like just. I'm looking at him more than Hellboy,
Yeah,
which should not be something in a Hellboy movie. I should not be like,
that's why I
wow.
said it. I mean, it just feels too. And like, I get it. I think that is a. I think Hellboy is often like kind of a secondary character in his own comics.
Yeah,
Like that does feel that does feel too that does feel specific. That does feel accurate to Hellboy. But like at the same time, you had other movies where that very much wasn't the case, and had even David Harbour kind of like he's not a bad Hellboy. He's not anywhere near Ron Perlman, but like he brings something to the role at the
yeah.
very
I
least.
find him more. I find him more magnetic than this
Yeah.
dude. I will say. Um, yeah, I'm finding like all these supporting casts given more,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm more engaged watching them than Hellboy
Well, and
himself.
if you're gonna do accurate Hellboy, who barely says anything and only has like three lines every 15 minutes, you gotta get an actor who can like pull off the presence of Hellboy. And like
Like
if
a
you
Clint
don't have
Eastwood
both,
type. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
or like even like a Logan Wolverine kind of.
No, yeah, yeah. Hugh Jackman, very good at doing like quiet, but very charismatic acting, where
Mm-hmm.
he's not saying a lot, but you're very engaged by him. But again, I feel like this production, they're like, we can afford a big actor or making a movie. That's kind of
Yeah.
our only two choices. So up close, the skin is not so bad.
It just looks too normal, man. Like it just
Yeah, yeah, but it's
you
definitely
nailed
not
it. You nailed it at the very beginning by saying it looks like a cosplayer. Like
a very good cosplayer. He's gonna like win seventh
yeah,
place at the
but
costume
not in a
contest.
mate. But like I guarantee you, I could go look up Hellboy cosplayers right now and probably find somebody who
Oh, that are
cosplayed it
blowing your
better.
absolutely that are blowing your mind way
Yeah.
more than this guy.
Which you know what? Here's a thought. Like if you are gonna do a movie on a budget, I know you want an actor, and like I get that like acting isn't something that just anybody can do. But like if
Yeah,
you're gonna make Hellboy on a budget, why would you not look at cosplayers? Like there's gotta be a cosplayer out there who has done more than this with less and also can
yeah,
act worth a darn. You know what I mean?
that would be kind of cool. Yeah, to actually like find a really good like Comic Con walker, one of the booth walker types. Yeah, yeah, who's done a good Hellboy.
Yeah. And then just be like, can you do
Ask
that
him.
again? Oh, whoa.
Whoa, a snake's coming out, Nagini's coming out of her lady parts.
And I think it's
This
about to
stuff's kind of cool. This is more in the folk horror,
Oh yeah, no.
hereditary shit that I want. Like, whoa, it
Did he just
Ouroboros.
like yeah, I was about to say, did he just Ouroboros himself?
Yeah, it came back out, I guess. Came out the other end. That ain't good. Ooh. Alright, the more it's attacking her, the less impressive it looks. 'Cause now it's
You know what the other kind of problem is? I guess we're kind of used to
what?
seeing Hellboy like punch monsters and stuff. So far,
Yeah.
all we've really seen him do is punch a snake, punch a bug, and punch a spider. And the
Yeah, and
spider,
not do a very good and
by the
not
time
even
he,
do a very good job.
got to the spider, it was also tiny. So
Yep. Ooh, that did not look so great. Oh, one of my favorite things.
you hate it so
Tanner, did you
much.
notice?
I absolutely did.
My favorite thing in a movie, as you know, when blood hits a camera.
Hint, hint, viewers at home, he's being sarcastic.
Yes, yes, yeah. The blood hitting a camera is one of my least favorite things. I'm sure we've mentioned this in another commentary. It had
Probably.
to have happened in Rebel Moon or something. Now he's going on the. He had the insanity pepper, so he, is going to see the space coyote. Yeah, man, he just looks like the love interest from Halloween Town when he turns out to be like a troll man.
Yep.
That dude.
Oh, Halloween Town. Ah, there's a blast from the old past.
Why? Why?
Wonder if those movies hold up nowadays.
I wonder. I feel like some of it's probably kind of cool.
I remember the second one gets like really dark because like she gets trapped in the house for a while and like the Caliban dude or whatever like steals magic, so things start going sepia and like everybody
Yeah,
gets really
I remember the
sad and
sepia stuff,
normal.
and she can't like interact with her friends or anything,
Yeah,
like something like that. Yeah, I believe the first one's directed by a dude who directed like Twin Peaks episodes, so like it's not it probably has some merit.
they were really getting a lot of like Hellboy's mom. I guess this is a Mother's Day a Mother's Day theme.
Yeah, Mama Hellboy, man. We do meet Hellboy's dad in the comics, and I believe in Hellboy in Hell, which is a very good run.
Mm-hmm.
When we get
Is
all
it like
when
a
he gets
Trigon Raven situation, or is
a little bit, yeah,
yeah?
because he's Unrama, the son of the Fallen One, who's a legendary, beast of hell. I mean, his real dad is
What the
obviously.
hell is this? What is this?
I don't know what I'm looking
Why
at here.
can't
Kind of.
we spend this? Is this in the comic,
I don't believe so.
or
I'm
was
not
this?
remembering.
Why didn't this money go into Hellboy? Why are we
I
to a
don't know.
giant raven?
Yeah, I don't remember the giant raven in the comics. I don't even think he gets bit by a snake in the comics. He just falls into a pile of like frogs and goo monsters. But I don't think we get this flashback of him and Mama Hellboy.
Is this his dad then?
The Raven?
It must be, because the Crooked Man
Maybe in the
wouldn't be
comics,
her.
his dad looks like actually looks very much like Trigon. He's like a giant, like red demon with big horns. But I guess they made his dad a crow,
Well,
a
it can't be
giant
the
crow.
Crooked Man, because that's Mama Hellboy, right?
I think that's supposed to be Mama Hellboy.
What a strange. Oh, look, the Crooked Man
There
was
was a
behind him.
crooked man behind him, right?
That was at least kind of terrifying.
Oh, I guess we're seeing his birth, and
Oh
yeah, it
god,
was a
that is a
crazy.
badass looking. Whoa, that is. I don't mean badass isn't cool. I mean, holy shit, that looked bad.
That looks like ass. It's not badass.
Yeah.
It's bad and ass. That little.
Even the Del Toro one looked better than that, and that was probably all CGI.
What, the little baby Hellboy? Oh yeah, little
Yeah.
baby Hellboy looks way cooler in the Del Toro one. They make him like a weird little monkey. He's way cuter, and they feed him Babe Ruths.
I guess he used his bone to get him back.
Yes, he's like, oh shit, I shouldn't have used my bone.
I gotta say, as badly as they did Hellboy, this guy looks perfect for this movie. I don't know if
Yeah,
I mean that entirely
he's
as a
really good.
compliment or not.
I'm kind of digging this actor. I gotta say,
Yeah.
he's very engaging, and he has that like Dewey Crow kind of like
Yeah, he
fidgety,
like really committed to looking like a country bumpkin. Like,
Yeah, and a little bit of a well, not Dewey Crow, the other guy, Dickie Bennett, the more
yeah.
twitchy one. Yeah. Looking up this actor, even though I should be watching the movie.
Nah, you ain't
It's
missing
not
much.
so bad. No, he's just in a bunch of TV. Oh, he's in Civil War. He played a character called Dave, who I don't remember. Anyway, maybe he's. Oh, I hope he gets some exposure from this
Yeah,
movie.
man. He's
He's
probably
giving a
the
pretty
best
good
part of
performance.
the. He's probably the best part of the movie, which again is not something you want to say in a Hellboy movie, but here we
Yeah.
are.
Oh, this is in the comic. This blind preacher man.
Why is everybody so much more interesting than Hellboy? Like, this guy looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is a thing where like, if this was a franchise with this version of Hellboy, if they made more, you'd be like, you wouldn't feel it as much that Hellboy's just kind of standing there because across many movies he would
Right,
get more
right.
fleshed out. But yeah, like this is honestly kind of. I think this maybe should have been a short film. It might have worked a little better for it. You wouldn't notice how little Hellboy does if it was like half as long.
Like, you cut out, like, you make it them on the train, off the train, coming to this church, finding out it's about to be besieged by witches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They as they say, in writing, you got to kill your darlings.
Mm-hmm.
And as amazing as that spider scene was, maybe it should go, even though it's like the best scene I've ever seen in a movie. I actually don't really like that writing advice, kill your darlings, because it's like, you shouldn't do that ever about anything, right? If you
Right,
like
right.
something,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, exactly.
keep it.
They couldn't even, like, he just shrugged at a blind man, which I guess is to show he's so checked out of this scenario, but also means he's checked out of the movie too. So this is really,
Yeah,
like, he doesn't even look shaken about the fact that he might have just watched his dad burn his
him
mom to hell,
make his
and
mom a demon of hell or something. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Make
while
burn him
also
up to
being
make
a
a baby.
giant raven for reasons.
Yeah, which again, I'm pretty sure Daddy Hellboy in the comics looks like Trigon. He's a big, scary devil man. Like, but maybe there is some panel where he impregnates her as a crow, like how Zeus was always turned into a cow and shit to get with ladies, to rape ladies. I'm sorry, I don't want to make it seem like Zeus in Greek mythology was like a player. He was he was a creep. I have to let people know I do not approve of the Greek god Zeus. I disavow him. See, that looks pretty cool. Sometimes the natural lighting kind of works for me, where it actually looks like they're really
That's
in the
not how it
woods.
works, girl. You are in the middle of the Bruja country.
Uh-oh, here come all the Imhotep. Imhotep.
Tep, one of us. Part of the
Yeah,
ship, part of the
yeah,
crew.
man. Hmm.
Are we getting a like actual music stinger? Come on, what copyrighted music did you get for this movie?
They're gonna be
It's
playing Don't Stop.
1959, so there should be something.
Was the summer rough? Yeah, it would mostly have to be like, I guess Elvis, like, it's alright now, mama. Maybe some Fats Domino. I don't know. Yeah, they're not gonna put like Shaun of the Dead. Don't stop me
It's actually, I
now.
can't believe it. There's still an hour left of this movie too, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's not. It's not like I'm not super painfully bored or anything, but it's definitely not barreling to a conclusion. Because now we're kind of resetting because we're doing a hold up, under siege kind of movie now.
Even this
I also
priest
think,
guy is like 10 times more interesting than Hellboy.
yeah, he's cool.
He's
He's like
cool,
a
man.
he's
But
a
do
very
you think
righteous,
this, as the movie is right now, do you think this would work without Hellboy? Like, would you bump it up or down a letter grade if there was no Hellboy at all in this?
um probably maybe up a little. I think there's like yeah, actually probably, because if it was just like Hellboy's lady friend there as the person come to investigate this stuff, I feel like I would just be judging it more as a movie. Like I wouldn't be
You wouldn't be judging it
bringing
as
all
the
the Hellboy
Hellboy.
baggage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I feel like Hellboy is kind of a hindrance to this spooky story that I'm enjoying for the most part.
It's kind of working as like an action adventure horror because it's not slow enough to be horror, but it is kind of like unsettling. These people, like the people they're getting to be the villains, are doing a really
Yeah,
good
like
job at being the villains.
this witch lady's very creepy. Like the weird snake thing had its moments. The skin changing, yeah, like the scares are not too bad. Like they do kind of freak me out a little bit. Uh,
Oh look, Elvis!
hey, I called it that was gonna be the theme song of this movie, because what else would be going on in the 50s? I guess some what's his name, Johnny Be Good there, Chuck Berry, some Buddy Holly perhaps.
Why would you want to? Why would you want to leave? You're on consecrated ground. Woman asking about a tunnel or whatever.
I don't know. If I remember right, this dude's like thing is he feels like the crooked man's already got him,
Nope, there he be.
whereas like the
There he
preacher's trying to
be.
tell him like, nah, man, like stay away. Just don't let him get you.
There he be.
He's coming. Ooh, he's creepy. He's doing a little dance.
He's
He's
boogieing.
making a little love. Get down
Getting down
tonight.
tonight. We too early though, right? I don't know how much I love that.
The
The fact that he's
that
just there and kind of talking.
yeah, he's kind of he's kind of like your old timey devil, where he's trying to like tempt you with
Is that how he
his
is in the
reason and
comic as
logic.
well?
Yeah, he's pretty talky in the comic, and he's doing the same thing here. Like, come on, man, you know you belong to me. Like, just give up
Okay.
and come over.
I guess I'm got to transition from that thinking of like an actual horror movie where like you wouldn't see the big bad until like the end of the movie, and it would just be to kill the last guy.
Yeah, yeah, more in the climax, but uh, yeah, I kind of don't mind it because it's a very old timey like story of temptations. This feels like the devil coming down to Georgia to be
Mm-hmm.
like, come on, like that I'm here to collect my due. Hell yeah, Hellboy.
Oh come on, interact. Give me something. Give me something. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh thank God you finally got off the bench.
Yeah, he's finally doing something in the movie Hellboy, in a movie called Hellboy.
Maybe like you said in the shorter runtime kind of thing, like you just get him interacting with the Crooked Man like immediately, right?
Yeah, like they would be more oppositional right away. I do think, yeah, like if we were shaving 10 minutes off this thing, like this would already be the third act, so this would be like
Mm-hmm.
feel more exciting because
See, because
there's still a lot of movie left.
this is so much better. Now he's talking and snipping.
Yeah, he's doing his Hellboy thing. More what you'd expect.
What the hell you say, Gumby?
Indestructible my ass. Ugh. See, I'm getting kind of engaged, so I'm not making as much
Yeah,
comments.
see this
Kind of
should
like
have been
watching the
like
movie. Now some flies are chasing him. The Beelzebub. Whoa, man! Poor old Hellboy.
Yep.
They got him like a pincushion there. Ooh.
Ooh.
It was kind of fun. Like, I like these Evil Dead, like, crazy zooms in on stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean the movie's cooking with something now.
Uh-oh. Hmm? Ooh.
Oh shit!
He's tempting him, making him young again.
Making him young again and curing his blindness.
Yeah, and giving him his eyes back.
Yeah, but everybody gets absolution at the end. So like, if you're going by that end,
Yeah, like, not the. Those standards are for everybody. Uh-oh, the dead are rising from the grave.
some
Vote
vague
Republican.
looking zombies for Hellboy to punch and shoot probably wouldn't do this movie some bad.
No, it would help. And I guess it would look weird if he was punching old ladies, so
Yeah.
they can't have just the people outside be the monsters. Though he roughs up that old lady in the Golden Army, the one who's gonna eat the cats.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh. They're just chucking dead bodies at them.
I gotta say, you take a hacksaw to the first 49 minutes of this movie, and you would have had a stronger movie.
I think so, because yeah, we're
Yeah.
getting to some good stuff here. This crazy whirling dervish lady. Jellicle songs for jellicle cats. I was just thinking, because isn't that also in a weird abandoned church or something? With that big dance
Yes.
number in the Cats movie?
Oh, this is some Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance music if I had ever heard it.
Yeah.
Man, I really like this blonde girl. She's just cackling up in the trees.
Yeah, man, she's
She's
just
like
having a great time.
she's like the Doof Warrior, kind of. She's the Crooked Man's hype man.
Yeah, she's just the MC for this Crooked Man. Get him. All right, that is kind of funny that dude was having his like crisis of faith and temptation, just kind of for a few minutes off screen, and now he's back to normal. I feel like we didn't cut back to him for a while, and suddenly he's old again, and lowers his hands. Like, all right, he gave up trying to get me to the dark side. No, don't do the wish, man. Don't use your bone. That was pretty cool. Chucking that zombie into that chair.
I'm telling you, it's suddenly like
Getting pro wrestlery. Whoa, it glows.
while this priest is having like a full on sermon over there.
Yeah. Expecto Patronum or whatever. His Patronus is a raccoon.
If it ain't full of God, then nothing is with my holy shovel.
Yep. Hell yeah. That's kind of badass.
Dude,
Glowing.
I'm telling you, this movie, like, you should have cut, like, you should have really, like...
Yeah, the cool stuff's all kind of here. I'm fighting with the holy shovel. Oh, she's disappointed. Oh shoot, he's about to.
Though now I'm also like, well, maybe this should just be the end of the movie, too.
Yeah, I'm also. I mean, again, I still don't know how there's like half an hour left. Oh no, it's his dad, the troll.
Dad, maybe. It's his dad, potentially.
Yeah, this kind of feels like the end of the movie.
Yeah, like, I really can't believe that they didn't just... Because, like, you ended it here. You kind of have an A. You kind of have an A plus for an A for me at least.
Yeah, a little bit.
Dude, this guy is so good. That line delivery, it might have been 1,000 years ago. Nobody knows.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, this should be a star-making performance if there's any justice. Where'd Mrs. Hellboy go?
I think she told her to leave, told her to run or something.
Oh, okay. I kind of thought that was what was going
She
on,
wanted to
but
go back and get backup, and Hellboy was just like, "Nah, it's probably best just to finish it."
I'm kind of Team Hellboy. What? I don't know. Like, nothing about this adventure has implied to me like you need to bring reinforcements. They
Yeah,
seem to be
well,
handling it okay.
and the thing that I've always thought about Hellboy is that he's very like used to dealing with the supernatural. So like
Yeah,
the
like
idea that this would like advertently upset him or would be like a big adventure to him kind of would it's off to me.
hmm I agree. I guess it's 50. I guess it's 1959. So I guess this is early days Hellboy. Like, 'cause it was 1945 when they found him in the baby,
That's true.
in baby form. So I
That
don't
is
know. I
true.
guess he's not even been Hellboy for 20 years at this point.
So they have a he's got a Blair Witch house, essentially a
Yeah,
random manor in the woods.
I don't quite remember this
No, it didn't
part.
look as
Maybe I thought
good.
they.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the
This might
Blair
be a.
Witch. But no, go on. What is it like the comics?
Oh no, yes, very good reference. It is totally a Blair Witch House. Like it is very much like what's his name there? Mike's gonna be in the corner.
Yeah,
You know,
Mike's in the corner crying.
stand in the corner. Yeah, and they're screaming. Shh. But yeah, I'm trying to remember if this spooky house is in the comic. I remember it all like the climax just being in the church, but I don't remember. I guess we still have to deal with the blonde hype lady, the
Yeah,
crooked man.
crooked man's crooked girl.
Yeah, crooked man and crooked lady. When a crooked man loves a crooked woman,
Yeah,
no crooked woman, no cry. Okay, she didn't leave. She stuck around with the blind dude.
I do love her pointing out how absurd it is. They would build this church right on top of this mine.
No, that's a real bad decision. I mean, there's like those pews are gonna collapse into a hole or whatever. All the congregation are gonna they're gonna fall into the pit.
That line, though, darkest, the devil's asshole.
His holy shovel.
Man, if you had made the first act tighter and put like another 2 million into this movie, I think you'd have a banger. It's gonna be
I think so.
that's
Like,
gonna be my weird. I'm gonna die on that hill one day, but that's where I'm at with it because like the cast is really good. All the side characters are great. The villain's really good. They do a
yeah,
weird bit with a shovel and a boat.
yeah. The holy shovel's great. Just like True Detective House is scary. I like that you're advocating like a reverse Snyder cut where you're like, like spend another 10 million to make this movie shorter.
Spend another 10 minutes to make it shorter and get us an actual like Hellboy's the only missing element of this at this point, in a way. Like you,
A little bit. He's the weak side. He's
he's
the
the only
weekend of
weak.
this.
He's kind of the only weak link at this point, except for the whole cheapness of it.
Yeah, and the cheapness sometimes works and sometimes not. Because yeah, sometimes the natural light is kind of cool, and sometimes the CGI spider or snake doesn't look so great. Little Hellboy, don't shed no tears. Oh, what's gonna be under there?
Probably baby Hellboy.
Oh, little fetus Hellboy, maybe.
Yeah, it'll be like Voldemort in the end of Deathly Hollows.
Yeah. Wormy cat? He didn't even want to look. Uh-oh. He's getting possessed.
That actually did make me jump. I'll give it that. I had a jump. I
Kinda
got a jump
freaky.
scare.
That Matthew Lillard face he was making.
Yeah, for a second I thought we were in Smile.
Yeah, like, ain't bad. Oh, don't go down that mine. I guess you gotta to fight evil, but don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Wait, what? Are we doing a love interest here? Movie, it's a little too late to be sowing them seeds. I hate to tell you, but
Yeah, they could have moved some of that to the beginning.
yeah, I would have maybe been a little bit more interested. Oh, we're doing some Insidious. You hear that Insidious?
Yeah.
Violin string in the background?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Oh, that was kind of gnarly. I was about to say
yeah.
this.
They're like
Oh, the
eating his
tongue
mouth,
too.
yeah?
They're really going for him. I'm not into these CGI crows, but that was a pretty cool moment.
Yeah.
All right. Now he's looking out the window.
Oh, here we go.
Again, this is. Oh, hey, she's back. She's doing
Oh,
the crazy
she's
upside down
Insidious Wally.
Spider-Man. It looks a little bit like Dark Shadows when Johnny Depp and Ava Green have the weird all over the walls sex.
Did he like purify the bone then? Is the bone good now?
Yeah, I think he's using it as a Harry Potter wand
It's
now.
very Patronus. It's very Expecto Patrono. I can't.
Harry, did you put your name in a goblet of fire?
Harry, did you give your name to the Crooked Man?
Yeah, ask one of the older kids to do it for you.
Harry
Yeah,
Potter
you
and the
banished
Crooked
her.
Harry Potter and the Crooked Man.
Harry Potter and that crooked guy. Honestly, I would take that over the Chamber of Secrets. The second book should have been Harry Potter and the Crooked Man.
I guess I gotta give it to him as well that they're kind of doing something different with Hellboy because they don't really get into his
Yeah,
mom much.
he's all guilt ridden. He's all guilt ridden over Mama Hellboy.
So I'll give him that they're.
Yeah, there's at least something going on. It does feel a little too much like they realized he's kind of a background character,
Yeah,
so
like
they're
in the
like,
11th
oh,
hour, they're like, hey,
yeah, let's
maybe
shoot
we
these
should
like
revisit.
unrelated scenes to kind of give Hellboy a little something.
I kind of be interested in this Hellboy learning that he's also like a descendant of King Arthur, just to see how like they. Whoa.
Yeah, like the David Harbour one.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, that's the thing he gets from his mom, right? In the comics, his mom's the bloodline of.
Yes, she's like a witch with King Arthur blood or something like that.
Yeah.
Hmm. Sold her soul to make a baby, something like that. Thought that was Rachel Sennott for a second, but I don't think so.
No.
That's Mama Hellboy. See, but I feel like this kind of defeats. They're going for the more like man a few words comic Hellboy. Now we're that's not really that either because he's having emotional,
Yeah.
mo-
But like you said, I think it's like a real like pivot because they're like, oh wait, we shot a Hellboy
Hellboy.
movie, but Hellboy's only in it for like 10 minutes. It
Yeah,
has maybe 5 lines of dialogue, so we got to fix that.
and I think it would. Yeah, it would kind of work better. Like he could still be a man of few words, but maybe have more reactions to what's going. Like
Well, again, you got to get the presence, like we said
yeah,
earlier,
because
and
the
like
whole deal is that yeah, like because Hellboy comic, he basically just kind of like shrugs off the supernatural and just starts punching and shooting. So yeah, this guy should be like
yeah.
Hugh Jackmaning it, be
And there's
like
a lot
very
of like Hellboy has a really expressive face in the comics. Like you can tell when
yeah.
he's sad, you can tell when he's mad. He's kind of
And
got that mug, yeah.
here he doesn't quite have the mug. Whoa,
I guess she's a witch.
yeah, I guess that's what we're learning about Mrs. Hellboy here, his lady friend. I couldn't tell if that was her flashback
His flashback, or they
or
were
the
having a
mom's
shared
flashback. Yeah,
flashback.
I don't know. I guess it was hers because she just warded off the spider, which came back again. I didn't need more of that spider.
No, I was done with the spider.
Uh oh, he's back and he's pissed.
He's feeling his thumb in his head.
Fantasy series Perdido Street Station, or the fantasy book has a giant spider that has like people hands,
Oh, ew.
and it's each of the hands are in a different universe, like it's the weaver of the multiverse.
Oh.
And at one point, it carries our heroes to safety on its back, and it sets them down and then pats them all on the head, which I always found very cute. That spider's dead.
So in the comic, does he also like get derailed on a train, or does he come here willingly to like look at find this stuff?
I think he comes willingly. I think in the comic he just walks in from the woods, like that scene where they first meet the old lady. Is I think how the
How?
comic
Oh,
starts.
really? And they just kind
Yeah,
of let it go from there.
I think so. Yeah. A lot of this is like, yeah, that whole train thing. I think is just an embellishment to get it to 90 minutes, pad it out a little bit. This is a kind of a cool, creepy staircase. Also very similar to the opening of Hellboy 2, with the tooth fairies coming out of the walls
Yep, I was just thinking that.
of the auction house. Again, man, no line in this has been as good as Prince Nawada saying, let this remind you why you once feared the dark, when he sicks
Mm.
all the fairies on him.
I have kind of loved the dialogue though. Like I agree with you, it's not as good, but
There's some
like
good one-liners in
these
this, I will
country
not.
guys are just really countrying it up in like the best way.
Yeah,
Like
no, they're like their monologues are pretty rad. Ugh, this crooked man, he's a.
this crooked man has seen better crooked days.
Yes. Oh, it's such a crooked day. That tickled me. That crooked man's seen better crooked days.
Oh, thank you.
He's a sight for crooked eyes. This
With that
crooked
crooked
man.
smile of his.
Yep. Crooked
I thought
days
she
go
just
by,
had
and
thought she just had her heroine moment. She's scared now, but
yeah, she's still freaking out. Like again, this movie having being 99 minutes, I think a 90-minute version of this would be all the better
yep.
because
I'm
we
telling you,
already.
you.
Oh, that's his hero moment. Okay, so this dude's a good actor. Like I said, I hope that the fact that this went to streaming didn't end his career because whoa. All right, man. I don't know if I need this Hellboy getting thrown around by invisible. Uh,
I really
Especially
just
because
at this point kind of want to see him beat the shit out of the crooked man. Like I
that's
think
what I'm
that's
saying. Like
kind
this,
of
this,
like
this
you
is the
already
climax of
weakened
the.
him, and you already showed he was weak because he was crawling on the floor eating a raven. So like, why is he this
Yeah,
powerful still?
I just don't know. He's a tough crooked nut to crack. Oh, he's back with his fly trick. I've seen it all, crooked man. Oh, he's got one of those bee
I was
beards.
about to say that was very specific to his facial hair.
Yep, like Ripley's Believe It or Not when the guys put bees on their mouths. Yeah. He's casting him out with his butterball. I hope this crooked man really gets it.
Yeah, I really want to like at this point like
I
all these
want to.
people have well earned the like the mob beatdown of the crooked man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I'm
that
like he needs
priest better
like.
be getting some shots in.
Yeah, they should all just be piling on this crooked man.
They all grab a
Um,
shovel and get it all holy, and then just start beating the shit out of him with it.
they're kind of doing something right because I am like, yeah, you fucked that crooked man up. Like
Yeah.
I've come to, I want this villain to pay. Oh boy, just tossing him down these stairs is pretty good. While he's still spewing up all his evil. There's a lot of these lens flares, but they don't look great.
No.
I think J.J. Abrams does them a little better. Oh, this is when the killer comes back for one last scare. Whoa.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
It's a lot of CGI bugs.
No, they're coins.
Oh, that's even cooler.
Yeah,
I didn't
no,
put.
he blew his head up and he's got pennies.
Yeah, he just is full of all the coins.
The
That's
souls. They
rad.
said the souls are coins.
Yeah, yeah. Remember in the movie Ants when they're gonna get crushed by the giant penny, and he goes, "Who the hell is that?" As the Abe Lincoln's about to smush him.
Man, this movie is like two wrong choices from being like pretty damn rad.
Yeah, this is a solid motion picture. I was actually shocked by how much I'm kinda into it. It's weird because I think like I don't think it quite overcomes feeling like a fan film,
No,
but
no,
it's
not even
pretty solid
remotely.
as it goes, for a fan film. Which I know is kind of a mean backhanded compliment because this guy's directed like 8 movies to be like he's a promising young director.
Oh, what are we gonna do? Okay, what are we gonna do to her? Come on,
Uh-oh.
come on.
Oh, I remember this. I know how it ends.
I
I
kind of
won't
love that we
spoil
just
it.
suddenly got like like a music drop.
Yeah, we're playing the hits.
I don't know how to be old.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Yeah, man. It's kind of a nasty ending, like Inglorious Bastards when they carved the
No.
swastika into that dude. Man, that tail. I'll never get over
Yeah,
it.
no, that's it. I mean, again, he just.
He's like tickling her to wake her up. Aww.
If they kiss at the end of this, it's gonna be it's gonna be really fucking weird.
It will be very funny, because...
I didn't
No,
get the
I get...
vibe from them at all until the
No, no,
Wi-Fi set in.
I was not, if they were trying to sell us on them being, romantically linked, so they didn't do a great job.
No,
I'm glad they aren't quite going there, because...
the Reverend's been dead the whole time. Boogada boogada boogada. He's been
What a
dead
twist.
30 years.
You know what? I would watch another Hellboy movie with this guy, which is actually more than I could say for the David Harbour one, which is just such a like
Well, that's gonna
that
be
movie's.
the ultimate question. I don't want the answer yet, but like, is this better than the David Harbour one? But don't
I
answer
think
yet.
it is.
Don't. Shh. Don't.
I'm sorry, I spoiled it.
We'll wait until we finish. We'll wait until we finish. It's got
No,
like
you're right.
fucking
You're right.
5 minutes left.
It could end with like Hellboy putting a MAGA hat on or something, and me being like, "Well, that's weird." Less points.
Now that was a really New York accent right there for a
Mhm.
second.
Yeah, she. I'm walking here. Hey, a telephone. What is this shot?
What the fuck?
He's
Why
in a
did it?
helicopter, I guess, but
Why did this
just,
music suddenly get so? Why did it get so scary too for a second?
I guess Hellboy's afraid of heights. I don't know.
That was so jarring and weird.
A very weird transition. Oh, oh.
You know, man, I could watch another like of these two. I'm kind of with you on it.
I'm
Like,
kind of
and if
sold.
you
I
did
don't
the
know.
romance in the second one, I'd kind of be
If that,
down.
if
Like
that
they've kind of
developed,
earned it.
well, I wouldn't go that far, but that was a cute moment. Oh, look, that's the end. That was the end of the comics too.
Beware,
With this,
I am a witch. Ha!
yep.
All right, that's a really good ending for that character.
Oh yeah. You know what? Kind of didn't mind that movie. I'm
No,
actually kind of shocked. It was a little.
I had heard it was good, but like it's actually good.
Yeah,
Like I said, if you shave off like 10 minutes,
yeah.
put
Mm-hmm.
like an extra, I don't know, maybe $2 to $5 million into it. I'm not a banker by any means, but like get a real Hellboy and you might have been cooking with fire.
Might add, so yeah, sorry, Jack Kesey. I don't mean to be mean about him as Hellboy, but
All right, well, that was Hellboy The Crooked Man.
are we getting a post-credit scene of some
I
kind?
was about to look to see. I didn't see anything yet. I doubt it. I can't imagine that there is
Good
a.
job, ketchup presentation. You guys did a good job. I'm also scrolling through it. I also want to see the songs at the end. So I am rapidly. Okay, what songs did we hear? There was Don Terry, the Bentleys, the Reveals, the Rebels. Sorry, Alice Hauser, the Leuven Brothers, Cowboy Roy Brown.
Sinners, you better get ready by Public Domain.
Yeah, that was in there.
There are two Public Domain songs in here, actually.
Yeah, Sinner, you better get ready. I got confused for a second. Public domain, as in they're in the public domain. I thought you meant Public Enemy, the rap group from the 80s.
No, they said Public Domain specifically on them.
Yeah, which makes sense, 'cause it's the 50s. So, and hey, that helps with the budget.
Yep. Oh, no post credit scene. I would
Aw.
a stinger of him going and meeting Abe Sapien or something.
Or yeah, it could have been that, or maybe we meet his dad and he's played by some venerable actor.
Oh yeah, they just get Clancy Brown as
Exactly.
Professor
Oh, they
Blue.
cast Clancy Brown as Daddy Hellboy.
They do the
I
opposite of what
mean,
Marvel
real.
does, where they just cast a no-name actor because they know in a
Yes.
couple years they're gonna have to redo it anyways, like Hercules.
Yeah, well, Hercules, he wasn't a no-name actor for a minute because Ted Lasso was a hit show, but no, but that was such a flash in the pan thing. Now, no, so they were really banking on that guy, sticking around as an enduring actor.
Oh. All right, man. Like Hellboy, the Crooked Man. Better or
Yeah,
worse than David Harbour?
I think better. Uh,
I, I,
just by virtue of man, I maybe if I rewatch 2019 Hellboy, I'll find stuff I'm into, but like just by virtue of like having a story, I don't know.
no, I'm with you on it. It's like I don't remember any of the side characters in Hellboy 2019. I can promise you I will remember 90% of these people by in the next in the next couple of months. Like the priest
Yep.
guy is great. Like yeah, they're all doing like there are not nuanced performance. They're very much country people in a country setting, but like man, they were really tearing into it in a way. I was really enjoying. Like you said,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
kind.
do you know who plays the? Do you know who plays the priest?
Who?
Joseph Marcel, who is Jeffrey the Butler from The Fresh Prince of Bel
No
Air.
way! It's oh, you know what? Somebody they said that in one of the reviews, but I totally forgot about it. That is amazing.
That's kind of rad.
That's a whole plus right there. Like just
Hmm.
Jeffrey the Butler and doing his best priest impression.
Yeah, doing his Southern priest in a Hellboy movie. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, the main guy, like you said, kind of the more or less the main character is also really good. Like he really plays like you could have just gotten off of um of Justified. He could just gotten off the set of Justified. It
Yeah,
was like
yeah, I don't know. And he
geared
does a
up.
good I like his guilt over being swayed by the devil in his youth, and his fear that he's gonna not be able to overcome it. I don't know. It was a good characterization.
Yeah, the I guess the BPRD girl kind of is the weakest link, but she was kind of growing on me at the end.
I liked her performance, but yeah, I don't think there was too much on the page, except for I guess she was a witch, perhaps.
She was perhaps a witch. They didn't explain anything about that German thing that she did, or like what the context of that was, or like why she had those powers, or anything like that, which was kind of funny.
No.
Yeah, man, I had heard it was good, but like yeah, no, it's pretty damn solid. I don't know if I would recommend it per se.
Yeah, that's what. Well, it's tough because I think it's very predicated on you enjoying Hellboy as a character. I don't know. I don't. I feel like I don't know if I'd be curious to see how a newbie would react to this one. Though I would never show it to them before the Del Toro ones, so it
Mm-hmm. Kind of defeats the purpose.
it's a moot point. But I don't know.
I would show somebody that church bit though. Like if I was like if you want to watch like a really like if somebody was interested in Hellboy and was like, hey, you want to watch like a good like maybe 20-minute like kind of contained thing, like I think you could watch that church thing and like walk away knowing what was going on and like getting the gist of like who Hellboy is and all of that. Like
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of worth it just for that church bit.
I kind of think so. I don't know. Solid moments throughout. This was actually like, yeah, not my favorite movie ever. I would not. I'm not gonna turn around and rewatch it right away, but I'm leaving mostly positive, which I'm very shocked by. I was
Yeah,
not.
like I mean I thought it would be kind of entertaining, but like yeah, it really like again I think if you really could really just tighten up that beginning, get him to that church faster, get like a good like or I don't know because I don't want to be mean to Jack Kesey, but like maybe just work on the makeup a little bit more. Like his face really
Yeah,
just needs to be
he had
more.
some like you were saying when he starts having his showdown with the Crooked Man, like in the churchyard. I feel like he's getting more of that Hellboy one-liner stuff down. I do think, yeah, if he just looked cooler, he would probably be the performance would be kind of decent. But yeah, you are right. I don't think he does the he doesn't quite have that silent charisma that you need for this character who's not talking much
Yeah,
throughout.
exactly. You got to be emoting, and you got to have like a real presence. Like again, Ron
Which, yeah, that is
Perlman.
one thing I will give to the David Harbour one is that I do think, yeah, David Harbour as Hellboy
Yeah,
pulled it off a little better.
he pulls off. He has a certain gravitas to him, and like he can like just like look at you and be like and be able to and you would be able to convey or that you'd be able to
Yep,
suss out what emotion he's feeling. Yeah, no, I
very
mean
much.
that's a solid like Hellboy 2, Hellboy 1, and then Hellboy the Crooked Man.
Yep, I'm kind of I'm sort of back in, and even though I know we're never seeing Hellboy again, but
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think this is not going to
no.
this is not going to catch the world on fire. Would you have? Would you have? You're a theater guy, so I know you would go to see a movie in theater, preferred no
Mm.
matter what. But like, do you think you would have enjoyed this movie better on like a big screen, or do you think it would have glaringly pointed out kind of like the flaws more.
Yeah, this is a little tough because I feel like maybe because like when I first saw the trailer, I was like, this looks like a Tubi horror movie. Oh God, which is probably why they booted it to VOD because enough people said that.
Yeah.
But I think the lowered expectations probably helped it. I'm not sure if I were paying $18 at an AMC, maybe that would change
It's
the.
$19 to rent, which I get is kind of what we do nowadays with new release movies, but still, like
Yeah,
$19. I don't know if I would be, but I almost would want to support it. Like it really is kind of a shame that this will be the last Hellboy thing ever because it's struck closer to home than I think than any movie has since Hellboy 2.
yeah. I feel oh yeah, like definitely. For at the moment, we're doing Hellboy 2. I go Hellboy 2, Hellboy 1. This one, David Harbour. Uh, so that's not for nothing. Um, we should watch as a future commentary the two animated ones they did.
Yeah, see how it stacks up.
Yeah, I remember enjoying those, and Ron Perlman's voice in Hellboy, and Doug Jones as Abe Sapien, and Selma Blair as Liz Sherman. So it ain't nothing. I think even John Hurt comes back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Really?
think he voices Professor Broom.
Yeah, man, I would be down for that. I enjoy Hellboy a lot, which also I it did help with this quite a bit. That's again one of the only reasons why I'm kind of peeved at it because like I feel like all the elements are there except for the Hellboy element, which is kind of a shame because like we've said before, Hellboy is it's a super cool character.
Very fun character. Yeah, it's like a working class stiff who just kind of shrugs off all the horrible demons he has to fight. Like it's a cool idea.
Yeah, man. No, I am. mm, I'll be thinking about it quite a bit in the coming days. Like I said, I
Yeah,
can't
I'm
remember
curious
a
how this will. Mhm.
I can't remember a single character, a single side character from Hellboy David Harbour, but like I
Yes,
will.
that'll be kind of the. I'm curious about this because I'm enjoying it, but I'm wondering if that's the post viewing buzz, and maybe in a few days I'll forget a lot about it. But I feel like because it's so much shorter and less convoluted than the David Harbour one. Like I feel like the story is pretty solid, so I feel like that'll help me remember like the details as we go on.
Yeah. Well, and you got to give it to like cuz even Hellboy 1 and 2 go really grand in its story and scope. It is kind of nice just to watch a show where like a movie where Hellboy just rolls into town and like
Then
deals with this.
stops a very specific
Yeah,
supernatural thing. Yeah.
stops a very specific supernatural threat, and then that's the end, and then he just walks out.
Yep.
He
I,
didn't
I
fight a
agree. I like.
he didn't fight a golden army. He didn't pull a sword out of a stone. He didn't become his horns
Maybe
didn't come
that's why I
back.
found it very like refreshing because the the David Harbour one was just doing the like epic Del Toro stuff, but not as well. But this one was different enough that I wasn't actually comparing it too much. Like
Yeah,
so, yeah, I think that definitely helped that it wasn't like for the fourth time in a row we're doing a big epic world-ending adventure. Because
no,
he's like fighting giants in the David Harbour one.
yep. And in the David Harbour one, he fights that witch thing who is like about
Yeah,
to
the
end the
Mila
world.
Jovovich blood witch lady.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he gets Excalibur in that movie as well, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
there is King Arthur's. There's Merlin and stuff in that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. And then in the second one, he fights. He's literally fighting for control of of an unstoppable army. Obviously, in the
Yeah, man,
first
he
one.
can put that crown on his head because he's also royalty.
Yep.
So yeah. In conclusion, would kind of into Hellboy. Not sure. I'm also kind of the same, but would I recommend it? Like maybe. I would be curious to show it to someone, and I think it might have some Halloweeny potential.
Yeah. I think it's a good movie to it's kind of a crack a beer open and just kind of like, hey, you want to watch like a B horror movie?
That's what I'm
Uh,
saying. Like, I think there's enough of it that just kind of works as a B horror movie that maybe if you're not even a Hellboy person, you might find some merit.
yeah. No,
Right.
I'm gonna conclude with that as well. I really think like I was pleasantly surprised at it. Almost like once you get past the first like 20 to 40 minutes, which is kind of an ass, but like once you get to that church scene, it's kind of smooth. Kind of goes down smooth from there.
Yeah, and there are good moments in the first half. There's the raccoon
Yep,
climbing
raccoon
into that
shifting into
lady.
the lady.
But I agree. I think like the train was really making me worried. I was like, oh geez, is it
Yeah,
just going to be him fighting giant bugs and they look like this? Like that would be
you could even cut the
unfortunate.
train part and just wake up
That
with
almost
him.
feels like just like, oh, we need to have an action scene at the beginning, which isn't a bad idea, I guess, but they could have come up with something better.
Or you wake up with him like already in like you wake up with him in a train wreck and just be like, oh, I got it. How did I get here? Oh, I don't really
Yep.
remember. We go find my person and let's see if we can get to the nearest town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was Hellboy the Crooked Man. I'm gonna give it a B. I'm gonna give it a solid B, B plus maybe even.
I think I'd give it a B as well if
Yeah.
we're doing our letter K through 12 grades. I was all right with it.
Yeah, if you guys want to watch it, it's I wouldn't I don't it's hard to say if I'd pay $19 for it because I really wouldn't even pay $19 for like a new movie. Like Trap was $19 and even that was like I'm not paying $19 for Trap, but like when it goes to
Also,
like
we're just confessing to crimes on the stream. We're just we're when you caught me in our candid camera moment, I dropped the 1, 2, 3 movies. So like we are just pulling the
yeah,
full curtain behind the fact that we are stealing motion pictures.
yep. But
Maybe edit all of this out.
uh yeah. Anyways, but
Just a
yeah.
long beep would be good. Beep during this part.
But yeah, if it's like if it drops down to 9 or even like I don't know 15, 13, 12, I think it's a solid $12 movie, $12 rental.
A matinee, as they would call it in the olden days.
Yeah,
Like,
good matinee movie.
hmm
All right, well that is going to be it for us for today.
yeah, we're
Next time we'll definitely do Saltburn, i.e.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Saltburn.
look, Saltburn, not really a Halloween-ish enough movie. So, like, November, 1st of November, we'll do Saltburn
Yeah,
for sure.
for sure, for sure. But for
But
now,
yeah, what do we got? What do we got in the docket?
well, by the time you listen to this, the Suspiria will already be out, but we'll
Yeah,
probably. I think that's going to be next. It's going to be more Suspiria because I quite enjoyed first
yeah, we
Suspiria.
should continue that franchise, the Three Mothers trilogy,
Yeah, I almost wish
and
this movie took more cues from Suspiria. If I'm being honest, it's kind of a
a little more color
you
would have
could
been nice.
do.
I was actually, it was not the most fair to watch it right after Suspiria because a lot of the cheap Tubi grays and blues were
Though
kind of
Suspiria also shows you can kind of do a lot with for cheap, which I think a lot of horror movies have kind of forgotten over the years, and this
for
movie could
sure. I mean,
probably
yeah,
have taken more cues from.
feel like a lot of these tricks have been kind of lost to make a cool looking movie on a budget. As people point out, I think it's like I say this maybe too much, but the first Indiana Jones, if you adjust it for inflation, it costs like 60 million by today's standards, and it's like that movie's got a tank and a submarine, and like their faces melt at the end, and ghosts are flying around. Like
Yep,
clearly, that movie does not skimp on the special effects. So like,
absolutely not.
you got no excuse for your movie that has the same budget to not be as cool.
Nope, absolutely not. You can do a lot with a little, and like I
For
said, I
all you,
really, and I get that you like want somebody who is a veteran actor, but like I'm really surprised that nobody's kind of like had that moment where it's just been like, why don't you just go get a cosplayer? Like somebody who has already put the work into like crafting this character in their basement and
yeah,
is a decent enough actor that they can pull it off. and then you don't have to like spend all the money on like getting a big name and getting them into the makeup and stuff. Well, I mean, you still would, but like they could help with it because they have experience in creating a persona from very little.
Not very much so. Like, I don't know. And they should translate to all of that. Like, the dude playing Gaston at Disney World, like, make him Hellboy. Like, let him be Hellboy. He's
Yeah.
got biceps to spare, as you can see.
Oh.
Every square inch of him's covered in hair.
Yep. No one's as strong as Gaston.
No.
I
No
don't
one
remember
fucks
any.
like Gaston.
Yeah, I was
No
about
one
to say.
sucks like Gaston. No one would do anything for $10 like Gaston.
I only know. I was about to say I only know the naughty version of that song, and
Yeah,
you
that
beat
I'm
me to it.
especially good at ejaculating.
Wow, we ended with porn, and now we're
So we're
ending with
ending
this.
Hellboy commentary with the dirty song on the playground version of the Gaston
Yep, and
song.
I'm gonna literally cut it right here. Everybody have a great rest of the night.
Good night, America.